right.
I'm happy for Charlie to handle my funeral.
Really?
The reason I'm looking at my watch, good afternoon YouTube, is because we needed to make sure that we knew what time it was. It's 2:35. We've just seen our first show of the day, and that was at 11:30, and that was Corpsing at the Space Triplex.
And it's in person.
It's in person, yeah. Michael had posted a message, and we will put it in the comments down below whether the shows we are currently seeing are in person or online. So far, we've only seen one show online, and that's because it was timed for a particular date. The way this is going to work is that all of the online stuff, which is just on demand, we will be doing when we're back in Yorkshire. So whereas normally what we did in 2019, we came for 10 days, we saw a load of shows, and then that was pretty much our Fringe event over. Our reviews will continue right the way through the month. And we are looking to do at least one show a day online, and we'll review them.
Because apparently, statistically, a third of the shows this year are online.
And we've been contacted. I had a contact today from a lady who's put her show up on. I don't know how she got me, but she got me through Instagram, and I'm not really posting to Instagram. But hey ho, sent me a message saying, would I like to see her show? We need to sort out tickets, but I've said to her we'll be doing that after the 17th. So we're back in Yorkshire on the 16th, 15th. We're back in Yorkshire on the 15th, and then after that we will be doing the online stuff from there. So even if you can't come to Edinburgh this year, the good thing is, and this is a real positive, you can experience the Fringe from home. You know, it's not quite the same as running around Edinburgh up and down these steps and hills and all that, but actually you can enjoy some of the material from home. Anyway, back to Corpsing.
Right, I'm going to read the blurb. So it says, Elliot Hubble's dreams have all come true. A distant uncle has died, leaving Elliot a thriving funeral business. And Elliot can't wait to get stuck in, until he is well and truly stuck with a business that looks fraudulent. Suddenly, in comes auditor Fiona to look over the books. They turn to the faithful assistant Charlie for answers, but instead of clearing things up, the picture grows more sinister. Can Charlie explain the money? Or the yogurt?
Yeah.
Will Fiona postpone her audit report? And where did all those bodies come from?
Da, da, da. So this
Sorry, when I first read this, I hesitated because actually it's not his uncle, it's his grandfather.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Yeah,
that's why
I hesitated.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
you're right. Actually,
anyway, it's a minor point.
So it's three person play.
Yeah.
We've got Elliot, Charlie, and Fiona. And as Jen says, Elliot's taken over the dead grandfather's funeral business. It's comedy, new writing, so it's theatre, but it is meant to be funny.
And interestingly, I'm just looking, suitability 16 plus, which, bearing in mind those of you that have been following our reviews, what we reviewed yesterday, which was with pool, no water
being 14 plus, with lots and lots of bad language.
There was a bit of swearing, but
there's a bit of the F word actually was the only swear word.
Yeah, but that's not as bad as anyway.
There's nothing else gratuitous about this play at all,
which in fact rather plays into the a theme that comes up within the play about how we are with death. And so maybe it's more about
dealing with death.
Yeah. Then maybe swearing doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Yeah. So that's an interesting thing.
It is actually. We've got a plot here, so we can't tell you the plot.
No, we can't tell you the plot because it's a good plot.
Because it's a good plot, and it is a good plot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll start by saying I thought the three actors, the principals, there were only those three, I thought they were fab.
Yeah, I thought they were very
there's a moment right near the beginning where Elliot, who arrives and he's sorting out the desk, and his eyes, he has a look which just was brilliant, and I just thought, I mean, these guys were great actually.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, I did think the character of Charlie was a bit OTT when you first meet him.
Charlie,
but it was actually his character, and I warmed to him.
Yeah.
So I have to agree with Ian.
Now, funny enough, I thought Fiona was a bit OTT.
But I thought, but that was interesting because I thought that suited her character from the word go, and maybe it was just because I needed to sort of tune in to Charlie.
I liked Charlie.
Which, and actually how he played it, how he was directed, whatever. It was right.
I'm happy for Charlie to handle my funeral.
Really?
Yeah. But,
and I liked the script.
I did too, actually. You know, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of farce, and some of it is quite farcical.
Yeah.
But actually, it is really, really well done, and I was engaged for the full. It's an hour and 5 minutes, I think it says. So I was engaged, wanting to know what was happening all the time, and there is a twist at the end. It's not quite what you expect, and which I really liked.
Yeah, I thought it was very clever because it actually caught me unawares.
Yeah, me
and
too.
Interestingly,
yet again,
we had that on the chairs,
which is director's notes.
Director's notes. Now, I make a point of not reading them because I like to see the production and, without sort of any. I mean, obviously, I'm interested enough because we've read
we've read a bit of the changes,
and you think, oh yeah, it's new writing, and I quite like that idea, etc., etc. I'm glad I didn't read this because I think there's
a plot spoiler.
There's a bit of a plot spoiler in there,
definitely.
And I would have sort of maybe been more alert to what happened, and so I'm very pleased I didn't read it because it did catch me unawares.
It still caught me unawares. I had read that, and I thought, okay, well, where is that in this play? And obviously, he does come at the end. So, but while I was watching it, I had sort of half forgotten that. To be honest, I'd read it when I sat down. But actually, so our advice is, pick this up. And read it afterwards. Don't read it before you see it, because
nice piece of memorabilia for those of you that collect memorabilia like I do.
Jane collects paper out. No.
I don't know. I'm just sorry.
You got notes?
Well, yeah, but can I just say that I've written interesting analogy? I mean, I wouldn't explain.
That's not a plot spoiler. I don't think. I think you can say that.
I mean, I liked that, and hopefully some people will go on to go and see this, but there was a very nice analogy between a vet and a doctor. That's all.
Not in a negative way, really.
No, not in a negative way. No. And it did raise questions about how people don't talk about death, or and obviously for some people it's a very
it's emotive.
It's an emotional subject.
Grief. There was a part, probably 2/3 of the way through the play, where the pacing slightly changed, and it's a comedy. It's a comedy all the way through, and it was handled by Elliot and Charlie. It wasn't Fiona wasn't involved in that particular part. And actually, it sort of went almost semi-serious, and I actually really liked the way that they dealt with that serious topic of death in that particular point, because it wasn't done for humour. It was a serious point that they were making, and it was done very sensitively and in keeping with the rest of the piece. I thought I thought it was really, really well done.
There was nothing gratuitous about it.
No, there wasn't.
Even though there was the farcical element, it actually was done in a way that it brought up serious points, but it managed to marry the two together very well.
And I think, I mean, although it says the suitability is 16 plus, I mean, our boys are way above 14, but I would have been quite happy to take my 14-year-old to this. Because I think they've enjoyed it. They've enjoyed the odd slapstick element to it as well. The only, and it's not, and this isn't a negative, and this is just about the fact that there's 3, I think, scene changes, and they do them really quickly, but there's lots of movement around the scene changes, which what I didn't find particularly distracting, and that's just the way that they had to do it. There are lots of bodies.
Yeah. And there was one unscripted bit where something sort of fell off a table, which was quite amusing. And one of those fold-up chairs got broken.
It did. Yeah.
So they'll have to buy another one for the next performance. But yeah, I came out with a smile on my face. I thought it was very well done.
I thought it was excellent. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
So I'll do the stars first for this time, because I normally say to you,
go on.
I'm going to give it 4.
Excellent, because I was going to give it 4 too.
So it's a definite good 4-star review. Highly recommended. Go see it. It's not on every night, so it's every other night. So today is the 9th, so it's Monday. So it's run today. Today was 2 for 1 day. It was a packed house.
Yeah.
We're still social distancing. So it won't be today. But it's 11th, 13th, 15th, right up until the 27th. So every other day.
At 11:30.
11:30 in the morning, and actually it was quite a nice way to start. It's our first show of the day. We got a couple of mockers on the way there, and had a conversation with some nice people in the cafe about what we'd seen so far. The weather today is horrendous.
Yes,
it's just threw it down the whole time, and actually it was a bit chaotic when we got there, because normally the queues are outside. So this is a heads up. Really, I am the man that hates umbrellas, right? But I've just gone and bought an umbrella because sharing Jane's umbrella didn't work.
Doesn't work.
So take your Mac, take good dry footwear, buy an umbrella if you haven't got one, because sadly you're going to need, because my hat's soaking,
and I have to say, at the Space Triplex, they managed very well, because obviously you had a full house waiting to go in. Everybody wanted to get in out of the rain, and there was a children's production, obviously having just finished.
With loads of buggies.
So there were buggies, children, parents waiting to go out. So it was well managed.
It was, yeah. Carl and the team did really, really well there.
I think it's actually stopped raining for about the first time in about 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
The sun is peeking out.
So we might have a nice afternoon. The next show is going to be at 4 o'clock. Somewhere completely different. It's down the mile, and it's called
Miss Lindsay's. Hold on, I have it.
Miss Lindsay's Secret?
Yeah, Miss Lindsay's Secret.
So it's down the high street. So it's a venue we've not been to on this trip.
Not on this trip. But,
so we might get a bit of retail therapy on the way, Jane. I might buy a hat.
You need a waterproof hat.
I need a waterproof hat. I've got a hat, but it's not It's clearly not waterproof. So so we might do that on the way.
Okay.
And we'll see you after that. Okay. So thanks so much for watching. If you like what we do, you can subscribe and tick that little box and all that sort of stuff. And we are getting some nice comments about people saying they're enjoying the fact that we're giving a feel of the Fringe, which is the whole point of this, really.
And people have said that they've bought some tickets on our recommendation, which we're very pleased about. But we would love to hear what you do think of them.
Yeah, think of the productions, because we've not liked everything, so tell us what you think about this.
Yeah,
it's also, we did have a brief, because I was straight after the show we uploaded yesterday's footage, and we stayed in space to do that, which is far superior to the Wi-Fi in this little Airbnb.
11 minutes.
Took 11 minutes, where normally it's been taking anything up to 10 hours from here. which is just bonkers, isn't it? Anyway,
we won't go on about that.
That's PlusNet for you. Anyway, that's not the people that own our building. It's not their fault. They've very sweetly put Wi-Fi in recently. Anyway, we uploaded, and there was a lady and her husband there, and they bought tickets online because they thought they could turn up at a venue and there'd be a box office. There isn't a box office at most of the venues. We haven't come across a box office.
There's only one box office that we know of, and that's in George Square for Assembly. That's it.
Now, and again, we don't know whether you can actually book tickets for other venues there, or whether it's just Assembly. So clearly, and this lady, bless her, because I had a brief chat to her. I was trying to help her out because I was trying to see if I had my iPhone. Or actually, she's running out of battery. She's bought the tickets. It hasn't gone through. She said it was a complete nightmare, and that's not the first time that anybody's said that. So clearly, there are issues with having to book online, and just heads up. Have plenty of phone charge. Make sure that you are comfortable. If you can do it before you turn up on a laptop. I mean, I hate booking on my phone, and I tend not to do it. I'm doing everything on the laptop, but I'm lucky. But obviously, trying to book theatre tickets for the Fringe on your laptop, on your iPhone, or your Android phone is an issue because the screen's so small. I mean, then luckily Lou at the Space was in the press office was trying to help her out.
But I mean, it wasn't an easy. I mean, this lady did eventually emerge, but I think she was in.
It took a while.
She was in the office for a good 20 minutes.
Yeah, we were talking to her husband.
I don't know what the issue was. But it obviously they've sorted it out. But it's really difficult, and obviously you need a phone because you have to show the QR code.
And you can't, and in previous years, you'd rock up to if you book your tickets online or you want to book tickets, you'd go to the Fringe shop. At the side of the Fringe shop was the ticketing office. That's not there. It's not being used. No. The Fringe guys are working from home. We don't actually know if the shop's open. We're hoping it is because we want to go and buy a Fringe magnet.
I think it is. It is, but nothing. So there isn't like anywhere that you can go
to get help,
to get things printed off or anything. You have to have a phone with your code on.
And it's a good idea to turn up in the queue and have the queue code ready, because what was happening, obviously, absolutely throwing it down at 20 past 11 when we arrived. Those of us that had the queue code ready on our phone and weren't looking through trying to find the email were able to get in a lot quicker than those poor people that were still stood out in the rain in the doorway trying to find where the queue code is. So it's not a bad idea to have all of that stuff ready in advance. It's not a perfect system by any stretch of the imagination.
I mean, obviously, an awful lot of people are managing fine. But there are some people that are coming and are unprepared. I mean, they were actually only here for the day. So it catches some people unaware, and it just gives you a heads up.
So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you later on this afternoon for some more fun. So thanks very much. See you later. Bye bye.